Okay. Now I'm recording. Welcome to the fifth course, and the fifth session of the T tag, the T course, inconsequences. Let's remind you first about the rules of the session. Please come on time and leave on time. Kindly make sure your mobile phones are switched off. Do your best. You are here to be guided and mentored, not evaluated. Objective opinions are welcomed throughout. Wear your thinking hat all the time. You are not um, you are not here. I mean, you are not here to be assisted. By the way, you are to interact. Okay, listen to your colleagues and respect their opinions. Have fun as well. Okay, so let's move on here. Okay, here is today's agenda. If you can see the slide, we are going to design a needs analysis template. We're going to use conditional sentences. We are having a quiz also on conditional sentences, and we have lots of language practice today. We are going to speak about the common mistakes that we do, that our learners do in grammar, and we are going to tackle sentence stress. And at the end of the session, we are going to practice reflection as usual to rethink about the session and what happened in the session. Okay? Now, when we are learning about our learners, when you think about your learners, you are teachers, of course. Let me ask you some questions, 4 questions here. What do you need to know about your learners first? Please think about these questions. What do you need to know about your learners exactly? How do you find out about your learners? How do you know lots of information about them? Okay. Why do you need to find out about your learners? And how does knowing about your learners change the way you teach? Why is it important to know about them? How to know about them? And what does it make to your teaching? Does it make a touch of difference? How? Please, you have 2 minutes to think about these questions, 30 seconds for each question, and you come back to me and you share your ideas with me. Whenever you finish thinking about it, just raise your hand and unmute and speak immediately. Okay? Whenever you have found thinking about the questions, just raise your hand and let me know. Okay, Mrs. Fatima is raising her hand. Okay, go on. Go ahead, my dear colleague. Just unmute and speak immediately.
Good evening, Miss Mar.
Good evening, my dear colleague.
Well, uh, I need to know about my learners, the level of their experience, and
Mhm.
I need also to know their motivation for learning, problems of learning, and cultural background, their needs, their special educational needs, their age, and their gender.
Excellent.
Um,
Yes.
some يعني I mean some general information about them like age, gender, and their names. Then some their educational needs, their culture background, their language literacy, and numeracy
Excellent.
needs, their
Yes,
problems of
actually,
learning.
yeah, actually, this is a perfect answer for this question. So, Mrs. Fatima has just answered the first question. Thank you, Mrs. Fatima. That has been really gorgeous and awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, please just
Thank
don't forget to lower your hand after you finish, okay? What about the second question? I need somebody to think of an answer to the second question. Another participant here. The second question says, how do you find out about your learners? How do you know these kinds of information that Mrs. Fatima has just told us about? In what way can you discover this information about your learners?
Can I answer, Miss Marwa?
Sure, if you're ready, go ahead.
Yes, I can. I can find out about my learner by ask other classroom teachers or
Hmm.
classroom observation, or by asking his family members. And
Wonderful.
yes, thanks.
That's
Thanks.
great, actually. Yes, you can collect information from talking to the students themselves, their parents. Yes, lots of ways. What else? Who can tell me? Thank you, Miss.
Yes, Miss Marwa.
Yes, go ahead.
I need to know the level of them to deal with them and the knowledge about the subject and their personal cases.
Mhm.
Yes,
Wonderful. How would you find this information?
from other teachers or from their parents.
Very good. Okay. Why do you need to find out about your learners? What's your reason behind your need to learn about them?
To know how to deal with them.
Excellent. Thank you. That's good actually. Yes, I see more raising hands. Mr. Muhammad Aidil, my dear colleague, just unmute and speak immediately. Go ahead. After you, we will listen to Mrs. Hind. Okay, go ahead,
Yes,
Mr. Muhammad.
good evening, my colleagues.
Good evening. Okay.
Uh, my learners, I can find out about their learning level by making a quiz or an exam, short exam,
Mm-hmm.
identify their level of learning. Okay, I also need to know about their tendencies, what
Yes.
they like and what they don't like. It's very
Excellent.
important for me. Okay, while I am explaining the lesson, I need to focus on things that my learners really are very concerned about. You know?
Yes. Mhm.
Yes, we can also, I need to find about my learners because I want to choose my strategies, my methods of
Excellent.
learning, which suit every learner, and I must put into my consideration the differences between my learners while I am explaining.
Excellent.
Yes,
Actually, your point here is going to be tackled later on when we discuss the topics in the module and the activities. You will find that all your ideas are going to be discussed and practiced in the coming activities. So, of course, you are totally right, 100% right. Thank you so much
thank you,
for this gorgeous answer. Thank you. That's
thank you,
wonderful. Thank you, Mister.
thank you.
Mrs. Hind, we're all ears, Miss Hind.
Okay, good evening,
Good
everyone.
evening. May Allah bless you.
Um, I think that my colleagues said most of the
Yes.
points,
Mhm.
but I'll add that we can know about our learner through talking to them and listening to them, and also through asking questions and listening
Yes.
to their answers
Mhm.
by observing their
Excellent.
learning. Yeah, and doing survey. I can do a survey at the beginning to
Excellent.
discover their interests, level, cognitive ability, pronunciation, their problems, and even their
Excellent.
plans for the future.
Wonderful. Yes, that's it. Yes,
Yeah.
his surveys, talking to them, observing them, doing a quiz like Mr. Muhammad said. Actually, you
Mm.
all summarized the content of the module today. Wonderful job, guys. Thank you so much. You are very helpful today. Let's move on to another area here. Here are some answers. Actually, these the answers of the questions. You can have a look at them after the session. They are there in the PowerPoint. I'll put you, inshallah, on the WhatsApp group. I'll share it after the session. But if you read them, you will find all the ideas that you have just expressed. You will see everything. Thank you. Here, there is one more idea. There is a way of collecting information about your learners. Here, the letter writing. A teacher has asked her student to write a letter about herself. So we will read Margot's letter to her teacher. What do you learn about her? Make notes in the column below. So here we are going to read the letter, and in the next slide we have like a table that we will fill in the columns. For example, we will write here on the column on the left about general information about this guy, Margot, the student whose name is Margot. Okay, what's her general information about her? What's her learning background? This is the next column. The third column, what's the motivation? The motivation here means what's her reason behind her need to learn the language? Why is she learning the language? What's the motivation itself? What's the reason? Okay, and it's of course mentioned in the letter that she has written to the teacher. Problems with English. What's her problems with English? What's her learning style? Of course, if you have the book, you will find that it's on page 97. Okay, you can even read it, and I will show it to you here. It's not the whole letter actually, but it's there on page 97 of your course book. If you have it, if you are opening it, please read the letter. You have 2 minutes and try to find answers to the points, which are general information about Margot, learning background about her, motivation, why does she want to learn English, problems with English, of course, her problems with English, and her learning style or preferences. What does she love or prefer when studying English? Okay, so you have 2 minutes. Just start. I'm waiting for you. Miss Hind, I guess you are raising your hand from the previous activity, or you are ready to share with us? I guess you are raising your hand. If you are ready to share, just tell me. Yes, you are lowered your hand. It's okay. Let me ask you first, what are some general information about the student whose name is Margaret? Some general
Miss
information. Yes, go ahead, Miss.
Miss Hiba.
Miss Heba, yes,
Uh,
go ahead.
his name is Margot,
Oh, yeah,
and
she's a
he,
female, by the
and
way.
yes,
Yes, go ahead.
his name is Margot, and he's
She,
from
she, by the way. She's a female student, okay?
yes, male,
Yeah, okay. She's a female, wallah.
female.
Yes,
I'm sorry. She
don't
is
worry.
Margot, and she is from Douala in Cameroon.
Yes.
Her father is from Cameroon, and her
Mm-hmm.
mother is from Portugal. He is
Mm-hmm.
50. She is 15 years old. Mm,
Yes.
And she has two brothers and a sister.
Yes.
She
That's
can speak French and a little Portuguese.
mhm. That's great.
She
That's enough. Yes,
five
yes, yes.
years old.
That's wonderful. Yeah, she's sorry, she's 15 years old. Yes.
Yes, she is learning English
Yeah, she's learning English. Why? Why is she learning English if you have read this part?
because her knowledge is she is from Cameroon.
Okay, I appreciate your answer. That's enough to let like a room for our colleagues to answer to participate too. Thank you so much. And here is Mrs. Fatima, my dear colleague. Go ahead and tell us about her learning background. Margot's learning background. This is the second point that we need to fill in.
Yes, Miss Mar.
Yes.
And she is 5. She has learned English for 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
and she is in a private language school.
Yes.
I think this is all about learning background.
Okay, that's great. Uh, gu- guys, just a second. I'm
And
trying to. Okay, just a
she
second.
goes to English lessons for 3 hours a week at private language school.
Okay, now I'm trying to share the screen from the guys. Now I'm trying to share the screen from the laptop. Yeah, there is an echo. Sorry.
Then it-
Yes. Okay. Can you hear me well for now?
Yes, Miss
Yes,
Marie.
Great. Can you see the slides?
No.
Again, no? You can see the screen I'm sharing. I'm sharing
Yeah,
the
yeah,
screen.
Miss, we can see it.
the
Yes, you
screen
can see it.
Yeah.
teaching kids.
Thank Allah. Thank Allah. Okay. Okay, thank Allah. Everything is okay now. We are here on the laptop now because I want to share lots of activities today, and the laptop facilitates this option actually. Okay. Yes, let's continue. Mrs. Fatima was trying to provide us with lots of information about the girl. Go ahead. Yes, you can complete now, my dear colleague. Sorry to interrupt you, guy.
Yes, Miss Mar.
Yes, miss, I'm hearing. Sorry, I'm listening to you.
I said that she has learned. I said that she has learned English for 5 years, and she is doing extra English lessons for 3 hours a week at a private language school.
Yes, great. And what's her reason behind
Is the
using the language? What's the motivation? Motivation means the reason behind learning the language itself.
Yes, she wants to be. She will have better opportunities for a
Yes,
job if her English is good. She wants
excellent.
to take the first certificate exam,
Hmm.
and also she wants to be air traffic controller.
Excellent. That's
She
it. She
wants
wants
to
to get a
be
job.
an air traffic controller.
Thank you so much. Yes, that's it. Thank you so much, Mrs. Fatima. Great. Thank you. Okay, can anybody else tell me about her problems with English? Let me see. Somebody is raising hands. Yes, I guess our colleagues are raising their hands. Let me check. We have here Mr. Muhammad and Mrs. Hind. Mrs. Hind, go ahead. And then Mr. Muhammad will.
Um,
Yes. What's her
I
problems with
think that
English?
her
Mhm,
problem is that she can't remember new words, find it
mhm,
hard,
mhm,
and it has problems with the vocab and phrasal verbs.
mhm.
Also, she wants to improve her listening, speaking, and writing in English.
Okay, let me ask you, Miss Hind, what about her writing here?
Okay.
Her language. Do you find
Yeah.
that she makes some mistakes here in grammar? Have a look. Let's have a look at some sentences that she wrote. Let me see. Yeah, in this sentence, moreover, I need write well in English. I need write
Yeah,
well
of
in
course.
English. Yes.
I need to write well in English.
And this
Need to.
sentence, yes, a little previously here. I won't
And
take the
yeah,
first. Yes, another mistake here in grammar. A lot of mistakes. She makes lots of mistakes in grammar, so she really needs support with grammar. Do you agree with me?
yeah, of course, she used her mirror and saw a lot of
Yes,
connecting words. Um, I
yes,
can do well. She wants to speak about her school exam in the future, so she didn't use the right tense
the right
here.
tense. Excellent. So not only
Yeah,
that I get information from the writing, the content of the letter, but I can get some information from the language used here about her level in writing, her proficiency level.
yeah, I can discover her problems, her cognitive ability about the language, and
Excellent.
also
That's
I
it. Thank you
can
so
find
much.
about her. Uh, mhm,
Mhm.
your work.
That's it. Yes, thank you so much. Let's move on to Mr. Muhammad. Mr. Muhammad, you are going to speak about her learning style or preferences in learning the language. What's or maybe her preferences in general. In the last part here, she says, you can have a look at it and tell us. Mr. Muhammad, our dear colleague.
Yes.
Just unmute and speak. Yeah.
Uh, I'm going to talk about her learning style or
Preferences.
preferences.
Yes.
Preferences.
Mhm.
Yes. She talked about she likes playing games. And also she doesn't like long explanation. She thinks it's boring.
Yes.
She
So you.
also
Mhm,
yes.
mhm. Yes, go ahead. Yes.
Uh, yes. Uh, about her problems, I was going to talk about what Miss Hind mentioned. She is not good at vocabulary and phrasal verbs, as she
Yes.
stated. Yes.
Yes.
What do you
طب
want
you
to
as a
say?
teacher, yes, I want to ask
Yes.
you, يعني after you have learned about her lots of information and her problems and her learning style and preferences, you as a teacher, how would you use this information to maybe adapt your style in teaching to suit her needs? For example, you said that she doesn't like long explanation. Would you give her long explanations inside class?
Of course, I wouldn't do that. I will, as much as I can, to avoid long explanation. I would make learning enjoyable for her by
Okay,
some kinds of games.
excellent.
These things which is interesting and doesn't make the students boring. I also will concentrate on the ways of memorizing vocabulary, as she said. She doesn't
Mhm.
have a good ability in vocabulary and phrasal verbs. So I will explain and I will guide her to use certain strategies and certain ways to make memorizing vocabulary easier for her. Okay.
Excellent.
Uh,
Yes.
yes. Yes.
Excellent. That's it.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you
That's it.
so
That's
much.
it.
That's
Yes.
wonderful.
Thank you.
That's wonderful. Yes. She said she likes playing games and doing group work, and she has some problems, and the teacher, after knowing them, he can, modify, adjust, and adapt his techniques and strategies to suit her needs. Wonderful. Excellent. Thank you so much, guys. You are doing a great job. Here is another question. Is a letter, okay, a good way to find out about your learners? Did you like the way how we asked them to write a letter and they wrote and we learned about their needs and abilities and preferences and everything? Do you like it? Is it a good way? And why? Why is it a good way?
Yeah.
Yes. Um, why do you think it's a good way? Don't think you can, not to take lots of time in this activity. I can get you to read, please, these points and try to summarize them for me. Please read these sentences if you can see them on the slide, and tell me like a summary in two or 3 points on the benefits of writing a letter as a way of learning more about our learners. Okay, you have just 1 minute for that. Okay, time is up. Just give me one idea, everybody. Okay,
Yes, Miss
every
Marwa.
participant. Yes, go ahead. Let me see. Who is that?
Yes, Miss
Mrs.
Hiba.
Hiba. Yeah, of course. We are all ears. Go
Yes,
ahead.
yes. Letter writing create positive learning environment, and it's a useful way to getting to know learners and encourage teachers to know student and to know students and also the student know teacher.
Okay, very good. Okay, another participant. Thank you, Miss Hiba. This is wonderful. Another idea. I
Yes.
just need one more idea. Yes, mister, go ahead.
Y- Yes, using letters is a very good way to know about my learners. As my learners will talk about everything he wants to tell me about. So he wouldn't be embarrassed or shy to mention everything, as the letter is in certain circumstances it's a private, and no other students or teachers can learn about it. So
Excellent. Excellent.
it's a very good way. He will talk about everything he wanted to tell me about.
And there is
He
something
wouldn't
else.
be.
There is
Yes,
something
yes,
else. You can think about
yes.
this word. What's this adjective? Anonymous letters. Anonymous letters. What does this word mean? Anonymous. Let me facilitate
Anonymous.
it. Yes, anonymous letters. Anonymous letters. Do the
Yes,
anonymous letters have the names of the writer, or they don't include the name of the writer of the letter? They write a letter
yes.
and they deliver the letters they have written all the class to the teacher, but did the anonymous letters have the name of students or don't have the name of the students? Hmm.
I
How do you see
think
that?
they have.
D-
The word
They don't
anonymous.
have
don't
the
have,
names.
I think.
Yes, that's it. The letters
Mm,
don't have the name of students in order, yeah, that gives them get them to be, to feel secure and safe to express all their
yes.
needs and abilities and everything without being shy or embarrassed for some, it gives them privacy. Okay, so anonymous letters, the letters that don't have the names of the writers, okay, the names of the students who wrote them. So please remember this adjective very well. Anonymous letters, okay, they are
Can you
wonderful.
spell it? Can you spell it, Miss Marwa? Can you spell it?
Okay, can you see the slide, my dear colleague?
Yes.
I'm
Anonymous. Yes.
referring, this is the one I'm
Yes.
highlighting now. Anonymous letters, okay,
Yes. Okay.
it's here in the passage. Wonderful.
Yes.
Now I need,
I saw it.
thank you so much, you're doing a great job. Okay, now one more idea here. What if I couldn't, or they couldn't express their abilities and needs and everything, they couldn't write? Could they write the letter in Arabic in L1? Look at this word. Just a second. Look at this word L1. What does it mean? L1.
First language. First language.
Excellent. The mother tongue, the
Yes.
first language.
Or their mother
In
tongue. Yes.
Yes, for example, here in Egypt, it would be Arabic. So they can write the letter in Arabic and deliver it to me, whether they write the names of theirs or they don't write and the letters become anonymous. Okay, wonderful passage here. I have something for you. I can get you into the breakout rooms in order to discuss these questions together. You will ask one another in the groups to learn more about your colleagues. Which English courses have you attended previously? Where and when did you attend? How long was each course? So just assure me, do you have strong and very good supply of the internet? Because if you don't have a good supply of the internet, the breakout rooms will not work with us. So tell me first, do you have a good supply, internet supply, or you don't have, and we have like a choral discussion in the main room here? Hmm. If I say you go into the breakout rooms and I find that there are participants not having the good supply of the internet, and they don't get into the room, and we have a problem, and they are left outside the room and it doesn't work, this makes, like, this hinders the flow of the session. It interrupts the flow of the session, so I don't want to waste your time and our time and everything. So how do you see that? Shall I get you into the breakout rooms, or we have
For
like
me,
a
Miss,
choral? Yes.
for
Yeah.
me, the internet is will not help me.
Will not help you.
The
Okay.
sublime, yes.
Yeah. What about the others? Okay. I don't want to waste your time, my dear colleagues. So let's have a choral discussion. Let me ask you. Let me nominate some people, and we have like a group, and the group asks one another. I'll let it. I have another idea. Let it be peers. Every peer asks the other. So we have Miss Amal Saif and Miss Dua Inwir. Please, one of you, Miss Amal, will ask Miss Dua the first question, and Miss Dua will answer her, replying and providing her with an answer to the first question. Which English courses have you attended previously? Miss Amal, please unmute yourself. Miss Dua, please unmute yourself and ask one another the same question. After you finish, you take turns, you exchange roles. So Miss Dua asks and Miss Amal answers. Huh? Are you ready, guys? Miss Dua, Miss Amal, the two of you, please ask and answer these questions. Can you hear us, guys? Okay. I need two volunteers here. I need two volunteers to ask and answer one another. Who's ready? Interactive participants. Mrs. Fatima, you're always ready. Okay, the other participant with Mrs. Fatima. Miss Hind, of course, the active participant every time. Okay, you just ask and answer this first question here. Just a second, here is the slide. You can see it, it shows well. Which English courses? Please, Miss Hind, ask Miss Fatima.
Yeah, I'm
Unmute yourselves, guys.
trying. Okay. Hi, Miss Fatima.
Hi, Miss Hind.
The first question is, which English courses have you attended previously?
Well, I have attended two courses. The first course was the attacks for Al Azhar, and the second course was the 9 steps for the the American University.
Okay, Miss Fatima, please
Great.
ask Miss Hind the same question, please, because I will move to the second question. You are active, and I want to benefit from this. Yes, Miss Fatima will ask the same question to Mrs. Hind.
Okay, Miss Hind, which English courses have you attended previously?
I think it was the tags, which we had last year. Just it. And
Okay,
this
so
is one, of course.
what's the similarity between you here? Which course is similar here between Mrs. Fatima and
Tags.
Miss Hind?
Yeah,
The attacks, wonderful.
tags, I think. Yeah.
Yes, that's it. That's it. Okay, number two. Please, Miss Hind, ask Miss Fatima the second question, and after you finish, take turns. The exchange roles. Go ahead.
Okay. Number two, where and when did you attend? How long was each course?
I have attended the tags online, and the 9 steps on also was online. Uh, how long is the course? I think the tags was for 4 months or 3 months, and the 9 steps were for was for 1 month only.
Okay, please, Miss
Okay,
Fatima, ask the
I
same
think.
question to Miss Hind. Yes.
Miss Hind, where and when did you attend, and how long was each course? How was your attack course?
Um, yeah, it was last year. It was online, and it took about 6 months maybe. I can't remember.
Mhm. I want you to ask one another the fourth question, which is which qualifications have you gained, if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, okay, ask me, Miss Hind.
Yeah. Okay, which qualifications have you gained from your courses?
I think I have gained many qualifications like feedback and some games, some activities that I can do with my learners and my students. And in 9 steps also I have learned some methodologies, techniques, and some ways of teaching.
Very good. Okay, Mrs. Fatima, please
Yeah.
address the question to Miss Hind. Address Miss Hind with the question. Yes.
Miss Hand, which qualifications have you gained?
I think it was just you said, plus it was my first time to talk in English with others. So it was a great opportunity
That's
to
great.
speak in English with others. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Plus
Okay,
the activities and different things. Yes.
excellent. So the last question for you in this conversation, please, Miss Fatima, you will ask Miss Hind what types of situations and purposes do you hope to use English for? And she will address you saying the same question after she answers. Okay, go ahead.
I didn't hear you, Miss Maria. What types of what?
The 11th question, question number
I
11. What types of
I have
situations? Yeah, it's
what
on the slide.
Miss Hand, what types of situations and purposes do you hope to use English for?
I think that as an English teacher, nothing but to be a better teacher for my students. That's all.
Excellent. Address the question to Miss Fatima, please, Miss Hind.
Okay, Ms. Fatima, what types of situations and purposes do you hope to use English for?
Mhm.
Okay, I hope to use English with my learners and communicate with them as native speakers, and I hope to see them as native speakers of English.
Excellent. Thank you so much. That has been very beneficial and fun conversation between you, Mrs. Fatima, and Mrs. Hind. Thank you so much. You are so active today.
Okay,
Thank you. Thank you.
thank you.
Okay, you're welcome, my dear. Okay, now how to design a needs analysis template. We have two steps, guys. The first step. So now I am as a teacher, I want to like design a needs analysis template. Have you heard before about the needs analysis? The needs analysis is the one that has the answers to all the questions that we have been discussing throughout the from the beginning of the session. Okay, to learn about the learning experience, the learning background of your learners, their level, their needs, their abilities, their motivation, and so on. We put all these questions in something which is called a needs analysis. How to design a template of a needs analysis? We have two steps. The first step is, first of all, you choose a group of learners that you are interested in. Decide on the age group and level. So first, you try to think about the age and the level. For example, I'm thinking as a teacher, I'm thinking about the whole thing. I want to have like a needs analysis. So I'll take students level A1. They are primary stage, for example. Their age is 7 years older than that's all. This is the age group, and their level is A1 because they are beginners. Okay, this is step number one when I am trying to think about or design a needs analysis. What is the second step of designing a needs analysis? To learn more information about my learners, and thus after I learn more information, I will, adapt my strategies and techniques to suit the needs and abilities of my learners. Step number two in the needs analysis is brainstorm questions about the following areas. So I will make or create the questions. Okay, questions like we have the ones we have been discussing a while ago, like questions about the general information, the family, the interests, the travel, the motivation, the English outside of class. Why, when and where do they use English outside of class, in the past and now and in the future? Which English is English learning in a formal context? What about it? Have they learned English, or do they use English in formal context, in certain job, in a certain association, maybe in the past and now and in the future? We design like questions like this. What about their learning styles? Some question about this. Learning strengths and weaknesses. What areas do they find very difficult or challenging, and what other things that they are really powerful and strong in them. Maybe some skills, they are wonderful in writing but they are not good at speaking, for example. So this is how you design a needs analysis template. Let me ask you, what are the methods that I can collect information? You said them in the first discussion of this part of the session. Some of you told me about the questionnaires, others told me about observations. We have discussed writing a letter, and we have another idea, which is interviews. I can interview my students when I feel that they are, weak learners and they are not capable of writing and expressing themselves because they are still beginners, and so on. Okay, and after we design our needs analysis, we have like to try to think and try to find answers about these questions. Let's ask ourselves about it. Are all the questions appropriate for the level of the class? Are they appropriate for the age of the class? Or is the method or style appropriate to the age and level of the class? My method of collecting interview, a questionnaire, writing a letter, observation like this, is this method or style appropriate with the age and level of my class? Okay, does the template that I have created and designed collect enough information about the learners? So after designing a needs analysis template according to or based upon the two steps that I have told you about, okay, I have to think about an answer to this question or these questions. Okay, I'll show you now because we are in an online session, so I will not ask you to design a template now, but maybe later on you can do some templates like this. I have provided you here with some templates to have a look at them. So one template, this one. I'll make a slideshow in order to see them clearly. Okay, yes. Here is one, just a second. Yes. The first one, this is how it looks, having all the questions about everything, all the points that we have been discussing. Okay, you can even study them later on. You have them. And this is another one, having the questions about the experience of the learner, what are the areas that are difficult or challenging, why do they want to study, or what areas do they want to study, like this. Another one, a third one, This one, if you can see it, asking about the same questions, the level, the abilities, the needs, the experience, everything, the motivation. Okay, let's move on to the wonderful activity here, the listening. Welcome listening. I like listening because it trains your listening skill. Because if you want to speak English very well, you have to listen as much English as you can. This is like a skill. So the listening is an input to speaking. So are you ready to listen now?
Yes.
Just okay. Just every now
Yes,
and then.
okay.
Excellent. Every now and then I ask you in order to see if you are following me or if there is something wrong with my connection. Yes, that's how online sessions look, guys. Okay. Now, please, you will not listen to the whole bubbles. You will listen to number A only. Okay. So please, before listening, you have to read number one. To read number A, bubble A. So read it and tell me to start playing the audio. This one, I want you to read A only. The box A only.
Okay, done.
Wonderful, done. Okay, so let's start listening. What's your task here? I'll tell you. Here are some teachers talking about the importance of needs analysis. Can you fill in the missing words? So we will listen to the audio and we will fill in the spaces. Only in A to start off with, okay? Just assure me you can hear the voice. Sorry, the sound. You can hear the sound. I'll try it first, and you tell me.
Audio script 1.
Okay. Does it? Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, clear.
Let's start. I'll stop it only for at the first part that I want. Okay.
1.5 Conditional sentences. Oh, if you do a needs analysis with your class, the learners might take more responsibility for their own learning.
Okay. I know that she speaks very fast, so you need to listen one more time. Let's listen again.
Conditional sentences. Oh, if you do a needs analysis with your class, the learners might take more responsibility for their own learning.
Okay. Did you get that part? What's the missing word? Let me see.
Yeah,
Yes.
mine.
Might.
Okay.
Might.
Excellent. Might. Excellent. Thank you. Great. That's easy. Yeah. Number B. Please read it first. We have to read the task before listening, and we listen twice. Read it.
Okay, done.
Wonderful.
It's easier to get them motivated if
Just a
you know
second.
what
Just a second. I'm sorry for that.
for their own learning. It's easier to get them motivated if you know what your learners are interested in.
No.
Okay. She speaks really fast. I'll try to play it again. Sorry for that.
No.
No.
So
No.
Just a
okay,
If
we
you
second.
know.
heard, we heard it.
No.
No.
Sorry.
Mhm.
If you know.
If you know,
What
Yes.
we
the
have.
learners.
That's great. Let's listen to it one more time to check.
It's easier to get them motivated if you know what your learners are interested in.
Wonderful. Yes, it's no, as you said. Wonderful. Very good. Number C, box C. Let's listen. I'll stop it and play it one more time. Read box C. Okay.
You can find out a lot, as long as you ask the right questions in the right way. I'm sure that providing
One more time.
Can and ask.
you can find out a lot, as long as you ask the right questions in the right way. I'm sure that providing you plan for learners
Yeah, there is like an echo.
Can and ask.
And ask.
Can,
Can and ask.
can, can,
Ask.
and
And ask.
ask.
Can and ask.
So it's you can find out a lot as you can, as you ask the right questions in the right way. Very good. Okay, the next one should be D, starting with, I'm sure. Read it, please, first. Read box D.
Finished.
Very good. Okay, we'll listen to it.
Your lessons will be effective.
Just a
Yes, but
second.
what
Just a second.
sure that providing you plan for learners' needs, your lessons will be effective. Yes,
One more time. Sorry.
I'm sure that providing you plan for learners' needs, your lessons will be effective. Yes, but what
Did you get that?
Providing.
Yeah, providing.
Providing.
Excellent. Excellent. Providing. What does providing mean here?
If
Excellent.
Increasing.
That's
only
it.
if
Yes,
only
if
if
or only if. If or only if. Wonderful. It means in condition that or on condition that. It means if. Another word for if. If or as long as or providing. We will tackle all these points in the module, inshallah. Very good. Let's move on to number, I guess it's E. Okay. Read E, please. Read E first.
Okay.
Okay.
needs, your lessons will be effective. Yes, but what would you do if they said they didn't like English
Just a second.
as needs? Your lessons will be effective. Yes, but what would you do if they said they didn't like English at all? T if teachers gave lessons that were more learner
Just a
centered.
second. Really fast. Yeah, I know.
I'm sure that providing you plan for learners' needs, your lessons will be effective. Yes, but what would you do if they said they didn't like English at all?
Huh. I hope you got that.
What said didn't.
didn't
What would you
Who
do
said
what would
if they said
you do
they
if
didn't like English at all?
they didn't like
Excellent.
what
But yes,
said
but what would you do? But what would you do if they
if they
said
did
they didn't
they
like
didn't
English? Yes, yes, I heard your answer. Don't worry. Excellent. But what would you do if they said they didn't like English at all? I know she's fast a little, but I'm sorry for that. And even the automated audio is not the best, actually. Okay, let's listen to F. Please read it first. If teachers.
They said they didn't like English at all. T if teachers gave lessons that were more learner centered, their classes would be more fun.
Again, you will listen to this part again.
T if teachers gave lessons that were more learner centered, their classes would be more fun.
Did you get anything out of it?
Yeah.
guide
Gave, would, and be.
gave would
If teachers gave lessons,
Gave the first
their
place or
classes
blank
will be fun. Yes.
would
will be fun. Gave and will
would
be.
be more
So
fun
would
Will
be
be
more
more
would
fun.
fun.
be
You can check your answers one more time. Listen to it one more time.
T if teachers gave lessons that were more learner centered, their classes would be more fun.
Yes, that's it. So the last decision, the last answer.
gave
Would.
gave
Would
and
be.
would be
Would be. Gave will be.
That's it. Okay, the last one would be.
Would
Gave
be.
gave
and
Would be.
would be.
would be
Okay, which conditional is it? Which conditional?
The
the
second.
second.
the second
Excellent,
A second.
excellent, excellent. Okay. Now, I guess box G, read it first, please. And this is the last part we are going to listen to. Read it first. I know the answer. Let's play it.
You can't plan properly unless you've done an effective needs analysis.
Okay, easy.
Unless.
Listen
Unless.
to it again first. Okay, listen to it.
You can't plan properly unless you've done an effective needs analysis.
Okay, what's the
unless
answer? Unless, what does it
Unless.
mean? What does it mean?
If.
If not,
If
If
not.
not,
If not,
If not.
If
if
not
not,
or if not or except if. Okay? If not or except if. So now please mute yourselves because I hear like an echo. Okay, we had like a choral discussion in this activity and this was wonderful. Let's move on to something else. Here are the answers. If you can refer back to them later on, inshallah, when I provide you with the presentation on the WhatsApp group. Here are your answers. They are correct, totally correct. You are doing a great job. Now, we have like, you have to make like an analysis of these sentences. Okay, he asks us about these sentences. So how many sentences do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sentences. They are all conditionals, by the way, okay, if you have noticed. So he asks here, which two sentences are the zero conditional and talk about something which is generally true. So let's look at them. He asks about which two sentences are, but this time raise your hand, unmute yourself and speak. Okay, you are not allowed to talk all of you at the same time because this makes like chaos or mess. Okay, let me see raised hands here. Miss Hind raising her hand, go ahead. Or is it from the previous activity, miss?
Yeah, I'm here with you.
Okay.
Um, he wants zero
Zero.
conditional, right? I think
Yes.
it's yeah, it's B and C. It's B and C.
Excellent.
Sentence B and C.
Excellent. Here is your answer. What wonderful. Yes,
Yeah,
B and C.
and
Very good.
yeah, it's of course about true facts and real things. Yeah,
Excellent. So it's B and C.
and
Okay.
C. Yeah,
Okay. Here are the sentences. Let's look at them from here because they are answered and the spaces are filled. So it's easy for us to read them and decide which conditional are they. Okay. Let's look at the question and refer back to the sentences and new answers. Sentences are the first conditional and talk about future possibility. Here, first conditional and talk about future possibility. 3 sentences. Think a little bit. When raise your hand and unmute and speak. Not everybody to speak. Yes. Miss Hind again, please lower your hand. We need another participant. Another participant.
yes, Miss Marwa.
Yes, miss, go ahead.
I think sentence number A, D and G.
A, D, and
G.
G.
I
Yes,
think
that's
I think that.
great. Yes, true. Yes, true answer, correct answer. Yes. Look here. A, D, and G. Okay, just a second. Let me hide this from you, not to see the answers. Okay, apply a trick here. Okay, wonderful. The sentences again, they are number 3. Which two sentences are the second conditional and talk about?
انا ما شفتش الاجابه والله يا مس.
Go ahead. Mhm. How many sentences do we need? Which two sentences are second conditional? So we have two conditionals, which are the second, which refer to the second conditional. Hmm. What are these
E and F.
sentences?
Number F.
E
Sorry?
and
If and?
E and F.
If
and
it,
E
E,
and
E and
E,
F.
E
E
and
and
F.
F.
Let me check. Very good. So E, yes, like a question, but yes, past simple and would plus infinitive. Very good. And F, yes, F plus past simple and would plus be. Very good. Yes, correct answer, guys. Okay, what about this question? Which word can replace the providing and as long as in sentences C and D? You will have a look at them, don't worry. Does using providing and as long as change the meaning in any way? So we will have a look at sentences C and D. C and D. You can find a lot. You can find out a lot as long as you ask the right questions in the right way. This one, he asks about the use of as long as. Does it change the meaning or the same meaning here?
The same meaning.
Yes, I agree with you, my dear colleague. What about number F? He asks about, sorry, number D. I'm sure that providing you plan for learners' needs, your lessons will be effective. Does it affect the meaning? Does it change the meaning? Or the same as if?
The same meaning.
What do you think?
The
Yes,
same
I
meaning.
totally agree with you. Yes, because we can use as long as and providing in the place of if. They are the same. No problem with it. Wonderful. By the way, I have more questions and you will find more answers. You can study them, but because of the time, we are not going to tackle all the sentences. This is grammar, and you are teachers, and you are the one who can, teach us. Okay? I just have a wonderful activity for you. Let me I hope that this works. Inshallah, it works. It's like a game to revise the second and third conditional. I like to include the digital games or the ICT tools in my sessions because they are fun and they, suit or cater for the 21st century skills, the use of technology. So it takes time maybe to open the site, but don't worry, it works, inshallah. When we just say in the name of Allah, everything that is difficult becomes easy in the name of Allah, inshallah. Just give me time for the page to download, to log into the internet. Yes, it's like a game, and you will see it. I'm sharing the screen here. Yes, that's it. It will start, inshallah, after a while. But it's fun, and it revises your knowledge, your previous knowledge or prior knowledge concerning the second and third conditional. I have lots of things today, by the way. I have videos, I have games, I have activities. I have a game which is really wonderful, inshallah. Hopefully, you will enjoy it. Like it has to do with football sport. Okay, you will see Messi playing and Mbappe, and you will have a game that has to do with unless, the use of unless. So, inshallah, hopefully, you will enjoy it. Okay, now, guys, I want somebody to play the game with me. Somebody to start with me. Okay, the first one, the first participant, to choose a number. Please, somebody to choose a number. Who's going to play with me? Who is that active guy? I'm not looking at the participants. So unmute and tell me immediately. Who is going to share?
Okay, I'm here.
Okay, I will. Okay.
Mr. Yeah, let's
Miss Marwa.
let's. I want a male participant. Who is the male participant with
Yes.
us? Mr. Mr.
I can.
Muhammad,
Yes,
or is it
yes,
Mr. Muhammad or Mr. Ahmed? I can't hear you.
Can I share, Miss
Who is it? Who is it?
Mr.
Who is it? I
Said?
can't see the name. Mr. Sayed. Of course you can share. You're always welcome. Choose a number. Huh? Huh?
Number four.
Number
Number
4.
four.
Okay, this is a sentence. Please read it and try to form or create a sentence. You decide, is it second conditional or the third conditional? So read the sentence and make us a sentence that refer to this sentence. It's the same meaning but using if. Read it first.
Last week, you didn't make an appointment with the dentist, and later you had a terrible headache. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The third conditional will be if I had made an appointment with the dentist, uh, I would have I wouldn't have a terrible toothache.
exactly.
Excellent. Excellent. Yes, that's it. Third conditional. If I had make an appointment with the dentist, I wouldn't have a terrible toothache.
Excellent. Who is the next participant? Choose a number. Huh? Who will choose a number? Mr. Muhammad
Yes.
Aidil. I want Mr. Muhammad
Yes.
Aidil to play with us. And after Mr. Muhammad Aidil, I want Mr. Ahmed Abu Zaid. Those are my male colleagues because I want to give them like a room for participation, like the female ones. Okay. So Mr. Muhammad, choose a number.
Number 10.
Okay. Please read the sentence and create an F conditional that refers to the same meaning.
Yes. Last week you were invited to a party. At the party, you met your favorite actor.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Uh, if you hadn't invited to a party last week, you wouldn't have met your favorite actor.
Okay, just one missing word. Just one missing word in the first part of your sentence. Say it again. You said if you hadn't invited, is it if you hadn't
Invited.
invited or sorry?
If you hadn't been invited, okay. If you hadn't
Yes,
been invited, yes,
yes,
Hadn't
you
been.
yes.
said yes. If you
If
hadn't
you
been
hadn't been
invited,
invited to a
yes.
party, you wouldn't have met your favorite actor.
Excellent. That's
Yes.
it. F number
Yes.
3. Who is the next one, Mr. Ahmed?
Yes, Miss Marwa.
Yes, choose a number.
Number two.
Number 3?
Number two.
Number 2. Okay. Oh my God. Own a mansion. Mansion means a palace. And this is like a
Palace.
hypothetical situation. This is a hypothetical situation. It's unlikely to happen in the present. Okay? So first tell me which conditional, the second or the third?
It's conditional. Yes, I say the second conditional.
Excellent. That's it. So please create the sentence. The first part refers to this meaning, and the second part you will create it. You will imagine. But speak about yourself, please. Yeah, say if I. Okay.
Yes, Miss Marwa.
Yes.
I will say that if I had
Mhm.
a mansion, I would be very happy.
Very good. And you have the verb. You are not obliged to use the verb to be. You can say simply say if I owned a mansion, I would be very happy. Okay. The word mansion here means a palace. Okay. Wonderful. I
I
need more
don't mean the
participants.
have.
Sorry, mansion means a palace.
Yes, I use the verb have replaced by the verb owned.
Oh, sorry. Yes. I mean, that's what I mean. I mean, you were not obliged to use the verb to have, because you already
Yes,
have the verb own. Okay, but it's up to you. The two
yes.
both are correct. Both are correct. Okay. One more
Thank you.
participant. Thank you so much. One more participant.
Yes.
Wonderful game. Don't raise your hand because I'm not looking on the participants page. Just unmute and tell me, Miss, I want to share. Huh? Who wants to share,
Yes,
guys?
Miss Marwa.
Don't. Who is it?
Mr. Ahmed.
Again? Okay, Mr. Ahmed. Okay. Choose a
Number
number.
six.
All
Number six.
right. Number 6. Oh my God. hmm This is again a
Again.
hypothetical situation. Yeah. Can you see the situation here?
Yes. Be a superhero.
Yes. This is unlikely to happen in the present, and this is um, a hypothetical situation again.
Yes, I be a superhero. Yes, I will say if I were a superhero, I would help all the needy people.
Excellent. If I were a superhero, I would help all the needy. Very good. Thank you so much. That's an awesome participation here. I need more participants, guys, and please quick because we are running out of time and we have lots of activities still. Let me look at participants. Maybe somebody is, yeah, Miss Fatima. I need more participants, please. New faces, please. New hands. Miss Iman. Miss Iman Ali, my dear sister. She's my sister. I want my sister to share with us. Miss Iman, can you hear us? I hope that the internet connection is good and you can share with us. Can you hear us and share with us, please? Unmute immediately and choose a number. Hello? Maybe she doesn't
Yes,
have a
Miss
good.
Mom.
Yes, so is it Miss Fatima?
I was
So
a bad connection. Yes.
yes, maybe she has a bad connection. Okay, Miss Fatima, you can share.
I'll choose the number 15.
15. Okay. Read the sentence and create an if.
Last week you ate some undercooked chicken and had food poisoning.
Okay. Last week I ate. By the way, this is the which conditional is this? Sorry, you didn't create
The
the
third,
if. Yes. Okay. Your task is to create an if. What kind of if would it be?
the third conditional.
Yes, that's it. Because it refers to the past, by the way. Something happened in
Yes.
the past. And now you come and think and rethink about the whole thing and you imagine. And maybe you wish something that wouldn't happen because the total opposite happened in the past and everything is it came to an end. Okay. And now you are in the present. So it must be the third conditional. So what would you say?
If I
No, 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 no. Your voice, your voice cuts off. Say
I
it again.
wouldn't have
Your voice cuts off. I can't hear you. Just say it again.
if I hadn't eaten
Excellent.
if I hadn't eaten some
Yes.
undercooked chicken,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have food poisoning.
I wouldn't have food poisoning. Excellent. If I hadn't eaten some undercooked chicken, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have. I wouldn't
Had.
have. I
I
wouldn't
wouldn't
have
have
Had.
had.
had. Excellent.
I
That's
wouldn't
it. I wouldn't have had. Okay, wouldn't have calories for the third conditional, but the main verb would be the third conjugation of the verb have, which is had. So if I had, if I hadn't eaten some undercooked chicken, I wouldn't have had food poisoning. Excellent. One last participant and everything is okay, and we move on to the slides and the PowerPoint and so on. Okay, not to waste your time. Yeah. One
Okay,
more
Miss Marwa,
participant.
I'll share.
Yeah, so Miss
Okay.
Fathaya, right? Right?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
go.
Yes, Miss
Choose a
Marwa.
number. Choose a number.
I'll choose okay, number 12.
12. Okay. Go ahead, read the sentence and
Last week,
create the.
last week you took a taxi from the airport to the city center. You found out later that the bus was a lot quicker and cheaper.
What's
Last
the
week
good
you took a
sentence?
taxi from the airport to the city. You found out that the bus was a little quicker, a lot quicker and cheaper. After he take a taxi, he found that the bus was a lot quicker and cheaper. I think it's the third conditional
Yes, of course.
because it's about bus. Yes. I think I will say if I had taken the bus, it would have been uh, more quicker and cheaper. I'll say again. Okay. if I had taken the bus from the airport, I think it would have been a lot quicker and cheaper.
Okay, this is what happened already. Now try to imagine that you didn't do this. Okay, try to imagine. So please turn it
Okay.
into
Yes.
negative.
Okay. Um. Okay. But I said if I have taken the bus, it would be
Okay, this
okay.
is what happened. This is what happened. Okay, I can. I
Last
know.
week I just already take the taxi, but I didn't take the bus.
Oh,
So
you
I
said
said
the
if
bus.
I had taken
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
bus,
yeah, yeah.
yes, I said that. I said if I had taken the bus, it would have been a lot quicker and cheaper.
Excellent.
Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. Excellent.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much. Yes, good job. Thanks, guys. Please, Miss Fathay, just mute yourself because there is an echo. Yes, that's better now. Okay. So, did you like the game? I will put you, inshallah, the link in the PowerPoint and on the WhatsApp group to play it whenever you like it or use it. And you have to know that the internet is full of games like this that you can use even with your students or with your kids. Okay. Here is another activity that has to do with the conditionals. So we will not take long with the activities that have to do with grammar. We have already practiced lots of them. We will move on to lots of areas, other areas in the module, but we will take the first two sentences here. So number one, we have to match two parts of the sentences, so one and two, and A and B. Please choose the first part here. She would be perfectly happy. Would you say when she gets a job or if she had a job? Somebody to
If
tell
she
me.
had a job. If she had a
She
job.
had a job.
Excellent. Number two, quickly. She will be perfectly happy when she gets a
When she
job
gets a
or if.
job.
If she gets a job.
Excellent, excellent. This activity has to do with the two parts of the sentences. The rules, it deals with the rules. So, of course, your teachers and you know the rules. Maybe at home you can practice it. Okay, and here are the model answers and some clarification of why is this answer here and why did they choose this part and not the other one. Lots of analysis and clarification. Here, I want you to watch these videos because we are having a wonderful, inshallah, game after watching the videos with the use of unless and providing and as long as. We are going to rewrite sentences using tools like or connections or conjunctions like unless, providing, and as long as. Let's watch the first video here. This one.
Hi guys, Dan from BBC Learning English here. In this lesson, we're going to look at 5 ways of saying if without saying if.
Guys, can you see the screen and hear the voice very well? Assure me.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Yes, Miss
Oh,
Mara.
okay, let's enjoy.
You're ready to begin? Let's get going. 90 seconds on the clock. Here we go. Now, I'm reminded of a conversation that I had with a friend of mine. He said to me, if we go on holiday, shall we go to Europe? I said. As long as we go somewhere hot, I don't mind. As long as is our first way of saying if. It means if and only if. He said, somewhere hot. Suppose we go to America. Would you like that? Suppose is our second way of saying if. Unlike the other forms that we're going to talk about today, suppose is usually used in two sentences. Suppose we go to America, and then followed by a question. Would you like that? Got it? Good. I said to him, listen, unless I get a tan, I'll be really unhappy. Unless is our third way of saying if. It means if not or except if. And for more information about it, you can find out in our previous lesson. He said to me, well, providing you sunbathe a lot, you'll definitely get a tan. Providing is our fourth way of saying if. It also means if. A more formal version of providing is provided. So I said to him, okay, on the condition that I get time off from work, we'll go to America. On the condition that is our fifth and final way of saying if. It's extremely formal and mostly used in written forms, so perfect for business letters. Whoa! I just made it. Can you believe it? Now, guys, for more information about this, please go to bbclearningenglish.com. I've been Dan. You've been fantastic. And I'm out of here. Hope to see you soon.
Okay, did you get anything out of this? Different ways of saying if, using providing, as long as, suppose, lots of areas here. So are you ready to listen to another video that is, I think it's shorter than this one, just 90 seconds, okay, or maybe 1 minute. It doesn't, inshallah, it's not going to take longer. Just assure me, are you ready to listen to it about unless?
Yes.
Ready? Okay, thank Allah. Okay. Can you hear the sound and see the screen? Assure me, please.
Yes, Miss Marwa.
Thank Allah. Hallelujah. Okay, let's start.
Take forever. Hey. Hi. My name's Dan for BBC Learning English. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the word unless in 90 seconds, I hope. Are you ready? Wish me luck. Now, as you may have seen, I'm running a little bit late for my next class. I need to get there in 25 minutes, but I don't know how to do it on time. I've got three options. Normally, I take my bike, which would take me 45 minutes, but that's not an option today because of this. So, I could take the bus, which takes 25 minutes, but I'm going to have to wait for the next one to arrive, and who knows when that's going to be. Finally, I could take the underground, which will get me there in 15 minutes, but it's a little bit expensive because I'm a teacher. So what should I do? Well, if I take my bike or the bus, then I will be late. But if I take the train, I won't be late. Unless I take the train, I will be late. Unless here means if not or except if, i.e., in all other circumstances, I won't get the result I want, and that's no good. It's really important to remember that unless is always followed by a positive verb. So unless I go, unless I see, unless he sees, we can never follow unless with a negative because English doesn't like double negatives. So unless I don't go is not possible if I don't go. Also, don't forget about questions. Unless cannot be used with a question. Unless do you go to the party can't be done.
Okay, did you get anything out of this, guys? We're going to use this in this game or in this activity, by the way. Okay, we have here an activity where you have to rewrite the sentences using the word in brackets. Of course, you are teachers. I'll just take 5 sentences in a wonderful game, inshallah. Hopefully it's going to appeal to you. You are going, inshallah, hopefully to like it very much. Let's practice it. It has to do with the sport. So let me share the slide like a slideshow and tell you how it's going to be. Here we have 2 teams are going to play football, okay? And we have a number of 5 sentences, if you can see the slide. 5 sentences that you are required to rewrite using the word in brackets. Using unless, another one unless, the third one unless, the fourth one providing, the last one as long as. Okay, now we have 2 teams, Messi team and Mbappe team, and here is the audience trying to encourage the 2 teams. So who is going to share with us? I need 4 participants, 2 in the Messi team and 2 in Mbappe team. Who are those persons who is going to be in Messi team? Tell me, unmute and tell me immediately. Messi and
Yes,
Mbappe.
Mr. Marwa.
Mr. Ahmed, you are in Messi's team or Mbappe's team?
Mrs. team.
Of course. Who else is in Messi's team? Who else?
Yeah, Mrs.
Miss
team.
Miss Hind,
Mrs. team,
right?
yes.
Yes, Miss Hind and Mr.
Yes.
Ahmed, Messi team. Right. And Mbappe's team, who are the guys? I'm not looking at the participants, so please unmute and tell me immediately.
Okay, Miss Marwa, I'll be in Mbappe team.
Miss Fathia or somebody else, or Miss Zainab? Who is it?
Yes,
Miss, sorry?
I'm
Miss,
Fathia.
yes, Miss
I'm
Fathia in
Fathia.
Mbappe's team. Yes, very good. Mbappe's team. And I need one more participant in Mbappe's team. Huh? Quickly, don't have much time. Mbappe needs somebody. Mbappe is calling for somebody to
Yes,
encourage.
Miss Marwa.
Yes,
Miss
yes, I
Hiba?
will be.
Is it? Who is it?
Yes,
Yes,
say.
Miss Marwa.
We have here Miss Hind and Mr. Ahmed in
Yes,
Mrs. team.
Miss
I want here
Marwa.
Miss Fathia. I need a male participant. Excuse me, Miss Fatima. I need a male participant here to be equal
Yes,
in this
yes,
balance. Yes, Mr. Sayed, right?
yes.
Okay, let me slideshow and enjoy. I hope that the sound is very high. Is not very loud because I have tried it before and the sound was very loud and
Yes,
it's disturbing. So I hope if you find the sound very loud, you can turn it down from your devices. Okay, not to disturb you or hurt your ears. Okay, in the name of Allah. Oh my God. Okay, first tell me, can you hear the sound? Can you hear the sound or there is no sound?
Yes, Miss Mal.
There is no
Did you,
sound.
no sound. Anybody heard a sound a while ago? Anybody hear the sound?
No.
No sound.
Okay, don't worry. I hope that you heard the sound that was really encouraging, but no problem. I am the one who hears the sound. Okay, just a second. Yes, here. Let's put it down. First sentence, who will start? Let's start with Messi.
Yes,
Okay,
yes, yes. Can I?
Mr. Mr. Sayed, you are ready
Can I?
from Mbappe's team?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
Yes.
here is your sentence, Mr. Sayed, from Mbappe's team. Read it, rewrite it.
I will only go to the conference if that famous speaker is coming. Use
Uh-huh.
unless.
Uh-huh.
I won't only go to the conference unless that famous speaker is coming.
Let me think. I will only go to the conference if the
I won't go.
famous speaker.
Miss Marwa, I think will not
Excellent.
say only. I want. I
I
want
won't go.
go. I
Yes,
want to
that's
go.
it. We will just omit the word only, okay?
Okay.
Yes. So here, that's what you get, Mr. Sayed. So Mr. Mbappe kicks the ball. Okay, just mute yourselves, guys. Please mute yourselves. Please, please. I can hear my voice back. Okay, so who is the next participant from Mbappe's team?
It's me, Miss Marwa. I'm Fathia.
Miss Fathia from Mbappe's team? No.
Yes,
From
yes, I
sorry,
am.
I need somebody from Messi's team. Messi.
Yes, Miss
Okay.
Marwa. Yes, Miss
Yes,
Marwa.
Mr. Ahmed. Mr. Ahmed. Okay, yes, it's your turn. Here, read the sentence,
Yes.
rewrite it.
You can't borrow my book unless you look after it carefully. Use providing.
It's not the sentence. Read it, please. It's on the screen. Can't you see it? Children aren't allowed in the staff room
Yes,
without a teacher.
yes, Miss.
Children.
I can't see the screen, but yes, yeah, children aren't allowed in the staff room without a teacher. Use
Mm-hmm.
unless. The
Mm-hmm.
answer is children aren't allowed in the staff room if unless there is a teacher or the teacher is
Excellent.
exist.
Excellent. That's what you get here. Messi kicks the ball. I hope that you see the show, but Alice. Okay. So I need somebody from Mbabe's team. Mbabe's
Okay, Miss
team.
Marv.
Yes.
Miss
Okay.
Fatahia. Go ahead.
Yes,
Here
okay.
is your sentence. Read it, rewrite it. She won't pass the exam.
She won't pa- okay. She won't pass the exam if she doesn't try a bit harder. Um, um, she won't pass the exam unless she try a bit. She tries a bit harder. She won't
Excellent.
pass the exam unless she tries a bit harder.
Excellent. Good answer. And Mbappe kicks the ball again or passes the ball. Wonderful. I need Miss Hind from Mbabe's team. Miss Hind.
Yeah, Messi. Yes,
Yeah,
Messi team.
Mrs. Team. Okay.
Yes.
Read the sentence,
Mhm.
rewrite it.
Okay, I'm playing tennis tomorrow. If it doesn't rain, providing.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. I'll play tennis tomorrow, providing it doesn't rain.
By the way, the verb which is I'm playing, it refers to the future. And you have studied and you teach that the present continuous tense is sometimes used for the future when you have like arrangements in advance. You have rearranged the whole thing. So you are not obliged to, it's not necessary, I mean, to change it into I'll play because it's the same meaning, by the way. It refers to the future. Okay?
Yeah,
But if you want to make it,
it's the same, but we are not used to use them with F.
okay, you want to use
I'm
the
playing
identical.
or yeah, yeah.
Okay, you want
Well,
to use
or
the
other
identical.
modal verbs. Yes. Mhm.
Okay, all right, I'm with you here. Okay, so the sentence will be, say it again, please.
Okay, I'll play tennis tomorrow, providing I can see that or I can omit it, providing it doesn't rain.
Providing it doesn't rain. Excellent. That's it. And that's what you get here. Another pass or kick from Messi. Okay, now both teams. I want to tell you.
Mbappe team.
Okay, just a second,
Mbappe
just a second. I'm addressing both teams here. Don't talk, just listen to me, okay? I will show you one sentence, the last one. The first body to provide an answer that is correct in very short time, you will see what will happen on the screen. Okay, you will see what will happen on the screen because the team will win immediately. So here is
Please,
the
Miss,
sentence.
please, Miss.
No, 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 no. I'll show you the sentence and you will provide me with the fastest correct answer.
Yes,
Both of
yes.
you. Both of you. Here's the
Okay, Miss
sentence.
Marv.
No,
Okay.
no,
As long
no.
as you don't promise to give that book next week, I will not lend you it.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Look at the, please look on the slide. Did you hear that sound? I hope you heard it. I hope you heard this wonderful encouragement from the audience. Did you hear it? You didn't, right?
It's a great.
Did you hear it? Did you hear the sound? Just assure
Yes.
me.
Yes.
Thanks a
Yes.
lot. It's really fun and
Yes.
enjoyable. So Mbabi wins, and I clap my hands for you. Wonderful job, guys. Do you find it fun and enjoyable? Did you enjoy it? Tell me.
It's
Actually, I
enjoyable.
don't like football.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I think our male colleagues like this very much. Okay,
Yes,
this is
I
how
am
teaching can
because I
be.
don't like Messi.
You don't like Messi, really?
Yes.
Really? Don't tell me, please.
The same. The same.
The same here. The same here, Miss Marwa. I don't like Missy, so I didn't participate in Missy's team. Okay, let's move on to methodology and stress and pronunciation and wonderful areas here. You have to get the best out of the module, by the way. The common mistakes. We have this activity. If you can see the slide, okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sentences, but actually most of them are easy, and you are teachers, so you are not wasting your time and the session's time in practicing some grammar that you can teach us. uh, Actually, in fact, you teach it, okay, everywhere. So here I will show you only the three challenging and a little bit difficult sentences, which are sentence E, sentence G, and sentence J. E, G, and J. Why? What are we going to do in the first place? What's our task? We're going to see to read the sentence and to underline the mistake and correct it, and tell ourselves, you tell me, why do students make this kind of mistake? What's the mistake? Correct it, please. And why do they why are they likely to make this kind of mistake? So let's start. Sentence E. I'll read it for you. I'll be leaving work early tomorrow as long as my boss needs me. I will be leaving work tomorrow early as long as my boss needs me. What's wrong with this sentence? Or it's already right, correct? Think a little bit.
Forward.
I'll be leaving work tomorrow as long as my
Yeah,
boss
Want to
can
be.
I
needs
answer?
me. Yes, of
I
course.
want to be.
I want to be leaving. Yes, I want to be leaving work early tomorrow as long as my boss needs me. This is one thing. I won't be. So you make it negative, the first part.
Yeah,
There is another
yeah.
answer. There is another answer. Miss Hind will say it.
Yeah,
Unless
I'll be leaving work early tomorrow as long as my boss doesn't need me.
Excellent. That's it. So here, the mistake has to do with the structure or the meaning.
The
The
meaning.
mistake
I
itself.
think the meaning here. Yeah,
Excellent.
the
Yes, the
meaning,
meaning.
yes.
Yes, of
Hmm.
course, because the
Yeah,
structure itself is correct. We have the present simple here, and we have future continuous. It's relevant. No problem with it, by the way. Okay, but
hmm,
anyway, generally, this has to do with the meaning. So the students don't get the concept of the sentence. They don't get the hint, the idea. They don't concentrate on the meaning of the sentence, and all they concentrate is on is the grammatical rule. Okay, let's move on to
yeah.
number
We
G.
can use the unless instead of as long as unless.
Excellent. Yes, another idea,
Hmm.
another wonderful answer. We can use the tool, the conjunction or the connector, unless, because it means the
Yeah,
negative. It connotes the negative meaning
yes,
instead of as long as. Wonderful, wonderful suggestion
yes.
here. G. What about G? When people eat too much, they will get fat. We should have like a comma here, but imagine that the comma is there, okay? The problem is not with the comma. When people eat
Uh,
too much, they
they
will
get
get fat.
We omit
they get
will.
because it's a fact.
Excellent. Mr.
Zero
Sayed.
conditional.
Excellent. Yes, this
It's
is the zero conditional. And we should say here, present simple, when people, it's like a fact in the present. When people eat too much, and this is a fact, they get fat, and this is, of course, a fact. And this must be a present simple form of the verb. So they get fat. And you have to know that in the zero conditional, mostly the connector if means when, okay, and we use it instead of it in the zero conditional. When you boil water, it evaporates. When you put water into the refrigerator or the freezer, it turns into ice. Okay, it's the same as if is the same as when, because it's the zero conditional. What's about number J? I'll go out unless I don't finish this
I
report?
won't. I won't finish this report.
I want
No,
I want to go out
unless
No,
unless
no, no.
I
No,
finish. Unless
Remember
I
the
finish.
video. Excellent.
Yes,
Remember the
yes.
video.
Unless
Unless I
followed
finish.
by a
don't
positive
want to.
sentence.
I want to go unless I finish.
I like to hear your voices at once speaking. Yes, I like this kind of discussion. Sometimes it's something positive because I want to see what are you saying at the same time. How you are thinking about this. Of course, if you remember the video, in the video, the guy who was trying to teach us about unless, he said exactly the following. He said that after unless I can't, I'm not supposed, I'm not allowed to use the negative form because unless has the negative form, and in English we don't use negative forms together at the same time. This is not the right thing to do. You can use not before unless not after it. So this sentence may be I'll go out unless I don't finish this report. So I'll not go out unless I finish
finish
this
this report.
report. I'll not go out unless I finish this report. I'll take this negative form, the not, and put it before unless, not after it. As the guy said in the video we have just been watching a while ago.
Yes, and we can use
Okay?
if.
Use if.
You
Yeah,
can use
I'll
if.
go out
Yes,
if I finish. Yeah, I'll go
very good.
out
Excellent.
if I
By then,
finish this report.
This is how they correct it really in the model answer J. Have a look on the slide. I'll go out if I finish this report. But I really, I have to tell you, I really loved this correction, which is the one having the unless and taking the not before it, not after it, because it's like it's the same as we have just been listening to in the video. So I like the idea of watching a video and it's something additional and we find a sentence that refers to the same usage of it. Okay, yes, this is actually this refers to the benefit we get from watching videos. Here we have an audio. Okay, you will listen and you will complete the conversation. I'll only take two conversations, A and B. So let's listen to the audio. We have here speaker A and speaker B. Speaker A says a sentence and the sentence is here on the slide. But what is missing is the sentence in B for speaker B. So let's listen to the first conversation only and you tell me what does the speaker B say in this conversation, which is number one. Please read conversation A first before we listen. Okay? Yes. When you are done with reading the conversation A, tell me to play the audio.
Of
Okay,
course, I
finished.
will come.
Okay.
Audio script 2.1 Sentence stress of conditional sentences. Listen and complete the dialogues. A. If we can get those theatre tickets for tonight, will you come? Absolutely. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Okay. You will listen again. Don't worry. Okay. I know maybe you haven't listened it fully. You will listen to it one more time to tell me the sentence.
Listen and complete the dialogues. A. If we can get those theatre tickets for tonight, will you come? Absolutely. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Huh. Who can say this sentence?
Yeah.
Uh,
And this is a good expression, by the way.
I
I
absolutely.
think she
I
said
want.
I
Absolutely, I
wouldn't
want.
miss it for
I
the world.
wouldn't. Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much. That's it. Absolutely. Just mute
Absolutely, I
yourself,
wouldn't
please.
miss it.
Just mute
World.
yourself. Yes, yes,
World.
yes, 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 yes. You're right. Absolutely. I wouldn't miss it for the world. Absolutely, I wouldn't miss it for the world. Excellent. معناها أنا عمري مش هفوتها عشان أي حاجة خالص، يعني عمري ما فوتها يعني. Okay. فده This is an expression that refers to this meaning, and I like it, by the way. You can even acquire it and recycle it in similar situations. Okay, so please don't forget this expression. I wouldn't miss it for the world. I wouldn't miss it for the world. You repeat it, you say it to yourself. Absolutely, I wouldn't miss it for the world. Absolutely, I wouldn't miss it for the world. This is how we learn new areas or expressions. I repeat them, I listen to them, and I repeat them. Okay, yes. The second one only, please read the conversation B. After you finish, just tell me, play the audio, Miss Marwa, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Play the audio, Miss
Oh,
Marwa.
wonderful.
B. Do you think you can write those reports by Friday? I should get them done, as long as nobody asks me to cover their class.
Okay, very fast, I know. You will listen to them, to it again. Don't worry. I can get you to listen to it 3 times, 5 times, as you like.
For the world. B. Do you think you can write those reports by Friday? I should get them done, as long as nobody asks me to cover their class. C. I
You will listen to it third for the third time. I know it's fast, and the sentence is long.
reports by Friday. I should get them done, as long as nobody asks me to cover their class.
Huh, did you get anything out of it? Just a part of it? Or
I
you
Yes,
need
think
it?
I
yes.
should done.
Okay, Miss.
I should I should get them done
Should get
I
As
done.
long
I
as
should get
as long as nobody
I should done
I should get them done
as long as nobody asks me to leave the class.
asks me.
I should get
ask
them
me A.
done as long as nobody asks me to leave the class.
Asks me A for the class. Read it here. Here it is. I should get them done as long as nobody asks me to cover their class.
To leave,
Just mute
to
yourselves.
leave.
I can hear my voice back. Sorry? Yes. I should get them done as long as nobody asks me to cover their class. You know, if you are clever participants and you are people who are really eager to learn more and practice listening and everything, you can listen to the sentences at home. I'll provide you with the PowerPoint. You listen to the audio many, many, many times, okay? Tens of times, actually. Okay, tens of times. And you compare your answers with these ones and you give yourselves a mark, a score, a grade out of 10, for example. Okay, you listen, you write the answer and you compare your answers to the model, you check your answers and you give yourselves a score or a mark, and this is how you improve. Okay, you have to practice listening. Yes. Now I want you here, I'll say a sentence. I'll not only of course I'll not say all the sentences because we are running out of time and I won't keep you later so much. Yani we will take maybe more half an hour, one half an hour more additionally. Okay, so here I'll read the sentences for you with the intonation of the sentences that are provided here, the 3 sentences, and you will tell me what are the stressed words in each sentence. I'll read them from here. I'll read A, I'll read A, I'll read A. So I'll read speaker A in conversation 1. I'll read uh, speaker A in conversation B. I'll read speaker A in conversation C. I'll read the sentence with the stressed words. And after I finish, you tell me what are the stressed words in the sentence. Got the picture? Uh-huh. Instructions clear?
Yes, yes, go ahead. Yes.
Okay, I'll not play the audio because here the audio doesn't have the stress pattern. It doesn't show the intonation and the rhythm itself. So I'll read it myself. So speaker A, conversation A. Let me try to model it. Okay. If we can get those theater tickets for tonight, will you come? I'll say it again. If we can get those theater tickets for tonight. Will you come? What are the stressed words in this sentence? I'm trying to model, but of course I'm not like a native speakers.
Okay, Miss Maro, I can say.
Yes,
I
Miss.
can.
Say.
Okay.
Miss Fathiya will say it
Get.
twice.
Yes. The verb get, and
The verb
cedar,
gets.
and tonight, and cedar, and tonight, and come.
Very good. But there is one more word. Just one more word. Who can say it?
It may be the modal can.
If
No, no, no.
if
If, yes, it's if.
the word if
It's if. I can hear my, whenever you speak, it just like, there is a background noise and I can hear an echo and my voice back. Sorry for that. But wonderful job you are doing, Miss Fathaya. Just, we have just, the connector if, the conjunction if is also stressed. Okay, but remember, we stress content words. We stress content words. We don't stress auxiliary verbs. Okay, wonderful. Number B, I'll try to model it. I hope I do the job very perfectly. Of course, I'm not like natives, of course. So, speaker A, conversation B. Do you think you can write those reports by Friday? Do you think you can write those reports by Friday? What are the two stressed words? Two stressed words only.
Think right.
Excellent.
Think
Yes, excellent.
right.
Excellent. That's it. Wonderful. Yes. Conversation C, speaker A. I don't know what to do with my grade 6 class tomorrow. I'll say it again. I don't know what to do with my grade 6 class tomorrow.
Don't do
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Don't
To
tomorrow.
do,
no
don't,
Last,
do
last
tomorrow.
don't do. Yes,
last.
the two, these two are correct. We have one more, two more words here.
Think
Read
grade
and
six.
class.
Grade
Class,
6
yes. Grade,
Grade
grade,
6.
and class.
grade. Yes, yes, yes. Grade and class. Grade and class. Yes. Why does this person stress the auxiliary verb don't here? Although we know that we don't stress the auxiliary verbs. Try
We
to
have to
remember.
stress negative auxiliary. We have to stress it.
Okay, and sometimes also we need to convey the certain message. I want to stress that I'm not going that thing, that action, that event, and it's important to tell the addressees, the speakers I'm addressing, that I will not do this, or I don't do this, or I don't know about this, blah blah blah. Okay, I will, as I told you, I will not take long in this activity because we have lots of work to do. These are the answers. You can check them at home, inshallah. And then let me ask you a question. Why some learners acquire the learning skills and others don't? This time, please raise your hand and speak, because I don't want lots of background noise. This really interrupts the flow of the session. Why some learners acquire the learning skills and others don't? Why? Think a little bit. Let me check participants here. Raise your hand. Please don't unmute yourself unless I tell you. Please, please. Okay, so raise your hand to be organized. Let me check who are with us, following us. Yes. Yeah. Miss Hind and Mrs. Fathia. Okay, I listen to and Miss Fathia, Miss Fatima, Miss Hind. Okay, so let's listen to Miss Hind, then Miss Fatima, then Miss Fathia. Okay, Miss Hind, go ahead.
Sorry, Miss Marwa, can you give me the question again? Yes. why some
Have a
learners acquire the learning skills and others don't. Yeah, of course, different learners have different individual abilities.
excellent. Look here, different.
Yeah,
Let me just show you something. Individual differences. This is what you
yeah,
said, Miss Hind. Wonderful,
yes,
excellent
yes,
answer.
individual, yes, differences, yes.
Okay, thank you so much. That's great answer. The identical and
You're
typical
welcome.
answer here. Miss Fatima, do you have something to add?
Yes,
No.
Miss Mar.
Uh-huh. Anything to add, Miss?
I think learners may have also different backgrounds and the different preferences. They may like some skills and don't like some other skills
Okay.
according to the games and
Yes, I appreciate your answer. Of course, this is one thing. Very good. What about Miss Fathia? Express yourself.
Okay, Miss Marwa, I think some of the learners, whatever they are, whoever they are, maybe adults or the learner or pupils or students, I think some learners are motivated than the others, so they are engaged. They love to learn and to do the activities and to help themselves to improve their abilities and skills than the others.
Excellent. So you are speaking about motivation. Wonderful. So Miss Hind
Yes,
spoke about
yes.
the wonderful. Please
The
mute
abilities,
yourself.
I hear that the abilities are important, but the engagement is more important than because I think the abilities can be improved through motivations, through engagement, and can be the abilities can be found in the learner, but he is not engaged
Excellent.
or motivated.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. I was trying just thank you so much. Very good. I was just trying to tell you that you have mentioned lots of ideas that are yes, yeah, they are to the point. Miss Hind spoke about the look individual differences, and Miss Fatima spoke about which differs from one to another. And Miss Fathaya spoke about motivation. This is wonderful area here, and this is one of the topics that we are going to discuss a while after, inshallah. Okay, here, have a look on the slide. Individual differences in second language learning. We can find different intelligence, different aptitude means potential or ability or a proficiency level. Okay, this word refers to the ability, the capability, the proficiency, the potential of my students, learning styles, personality, motivation and attitudes, identity and ethnic group affiliation. Ethnic group affiliation means الانتماء. Okay, يعني مثلا ممكن I can ask you a question, to which association do you belong? I belong to Al Azhar. So what's your affiliation? My affiliation is to Al Azhar. Okay, your association with Al Azhar. However, the ethnic group affiliation, it means to which ethnic group, لأي مجموعة أو جروب عرقي أو ليه خصائص معينة social characteristics. For example, do you belong أو do your students belong? What's their identity? So this affects their way of learning. This makes individual differences. Okay, this is one of the points. Learner
Yeah,
believes their
but this
beliefs.
point,
Yes. Uh-huh.
yeah, this point I think is not existed in our learners because we are here in the same country, same
Yes.
identity, same culture.
Yes.
So it's not in our
Yes.
learners.
Of course, I totally agree with you, but sometimes in other countries you find that there are different ethnic groups. Okay, so here we are learning like a
Yeah,
global issue,
of
a global
course.
culture. Okay, yes, he is not trying to teach us for the Egyptian context only. We have to admit the fact that there are different contexts within the same country. So in one country you may find, not here in Egypt, of course I understand this, but somewhere else in other countries you may find that there are lots of different ethnic groups, like in the USA, for example, different religion, different social background, different people from everywhere in the world coming to work in the USA, for example, and they have like different identities and ethnic group affiliations. This is the point here. Learner beliefs also age of acquisition, the age where, the age when they acquired the language itself. This affects their learning, being educated early in an early stage of their life or in a later stage of their life. Here I have a wonderful activity. It has to do with methodology, and it has to do with the learner, the individual learner differences, and how to deal with the differentiation inside my class. Of course, inside one class, I can find different styles. Okay, have a look at these questions. Different ability levels, different learning styles, as we have studied before. Some students are visual, others are linguistic, others are interpersonals, some other students are intrapersonals, okay? Some are kinesthetic. Okay, lots of learning styles that we have studied. We have ability levels. Some of them are weak learners, others are high achievers, high level learners, I mean. Okay, and we can find within our classroom, we can find, different interests, different preferences. So how to vary our methods and techniques and strategies to cater for. This verb is really wonderful. To cater for means to suit, okay? To different learning styles, different interests of my learners. Here, of course, I don't have much time to tackle all the strategies and all the pictures. I will take maybe 2 or 3 pictures here, and you can even study the rest of the activity at home. I will provide you with model answers. The first picture on the left here. Let's read it and try to explore it and find an answer to these questions. To find, is the strategy in picture A, does it cater for the ability levels or learning styles or interests, or two of them or one only of them or the three of them? Let's see. So let's read number one here. In the bubble, Simon says, stand up. Simon says, clap your hands. Simon says, sit down. Here, the teacher plays a game of Simon says. I know that most of you practice this activity with young learners, especially primary stage learners, and I know that Miss Fathay practices this, but says Miss Marwa says or Miss Fathaya says, clap your hands. Miss Fathaya says, stamp your feet. Miss Fathaya says, jump to the board. Okay, do you practice it with your learners? Simon says, tell me.
Yes, Miss Marwa, we have an activity, but instead of someone, a teacher says. I practice this
Yes, I know.
with the pupils. If I said teacher says stand up, stand up. If I says only stand up, don't stand up. You should
Very good.
hear the word teacher said.
Yes, yes. So
Okay.
to do the action, you should hear the phrase the teacher says. Okay? I know. I know how you adapt it. Very good. Okay, so this one, tell me, does it suit the different ability levels? I mean, does it suit the weak learners and strong learners as well? Does it cater for different ability levels? Just say yes or no. Who can tell me? Let me check your raised hands, maybe. Nobody's raising his Mr. Muhammad. I think you're ready to answer me. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, I think this suits a different ability level.
Okay, another question. Yeah, yes, it really caters for or suits different ability levels. Of course, yes, this is right. Does it cater for different learning styles? Mr. Muhammad, you are still with me, okay? You can answer me. According to your viewpoint, does it cater for different learning styles?
Yes, it also cater for different learning styles,
For
I
like
think.
what? Like what? Like what?
Uh, Here, the students, the teacher uses his voice, and he also uses movements. So it's
Excellent.
suitable for visual and audio and linguistic. It's suitable for all learning styles, I think.
Excellent. Yes, I'm with you, of course. Yes, you are right. Does it cater for different interests of students?
I think it might be cater for different interests, as it's more enjoyable, and students in this age need to move more and practice things which need moving and playing. They don't listen and stay stable all the listen. Uh,
Yes. Yes,
that's
yes, yes. Thank you so much. Yes. As you can see here in the model answer sheet, you will find that number A, the strategy of Simon Says, really caters for learning style, interests, and ability. So one strategy can, or may cater for or suit three things: learning styles, interests, and abilities. So you have to vary your strategies in order to suit all these issues. Okay, let's look at number 2. I'll read it for you and you answer me if it cater for ability levels, learning styles, interests. So here, Simon says, touch your nose. Simon says, touch your ears. Put your hands up. It's again the same activity, but let's see what's the strategies that the teacher concentrates on here. The teacher asks for a volunteer to lead the group. To lead the group. To lead the group. It's the same activity, but in this stage of the activity, the teacher asks a volunteer, يعني متطوع, to lead the game. يبقى the leader. Okay, does it cater for ability levels, learning styles, interests? How do you see that?
Ability level.
Ability levels. Okay. Does it suit anything else?
Yes, Miss Marwa, I think it
Ability
suit
level and learning.
Ability levels and learning style. Miss Fathia, you are trying to say something, or is it Miss Zainab? I guess.
yes, Fathia,
So,
I think beside its ability level, it also suit learning style because he choose another style of playing the game instead of using if doing the game himself. He choose a volunteer. It's a learning a different learning style. I think
Okay,
it's
let's
and
mhm.
ability level also and ability
let's
level
check.
also because yes.
Let's check your answer. I appreciate it. Let's yes, interests and ability. Interests and ability. If it's a bit different from your answer, let's read it and why. Let's try to understand it. I'll read it here. The answer: the teacher can use a stronger student to continue the game. This can be, just a second, this can be very motivating and raises the challenge for the stronger students. So اللي هو stronger students means high level learners. Okay, so this has to do with the ability, by the way. By asking for a volunteer, the teacher can choose someone who is interested in leading the game. So some people love leadership. This is a preference or an interest. So this is how it goes, guys. Okay, I please I invite you to study this activity very well. okay, to study the strategies at home, okay. Actually 2 hours is not enough to study all the strategies and think about them and check our answers. So I'm providing you with the answers here, the model answers, okay, where you can look at the strategy and check the answer and test yourself and learn more about it, because it really provides you with explanation and it elaborates on each strategy and how it serves to cater for ability or interest or learning style. So I'll not get you to watch this video because it has speaking activities that you know, the board game and name three, and activities that are not involved in the module. I just tried to put it as additional material for you if you are interested in watching more videos about activities that you can adopt and adapt inside your classroom. Okay, this is an additional part. Okay, but this part, let's practice it. Here are some information about motivation, the tips about motivation. You may read them, inshallah, and tell me about them. Now I move on to something which is very, very important. Can you tell me what are those types of motivation? Motivation, types of motivation. We have here intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation. I mean, how to motivate my learners, how to encourage them. They may have been they may have been encouraged from the inside. This is called intrinsic motivation, and I may encourage them. I provide them with some motivation from the outside by the teacher. I mean, how? I'll tell you here. The inner motivation or the internal motivation, the intrinsic motivation can be within the learner himself or herself, because they have a feeling of belonging. They have an autonomy, which means dependence. They are dependent of their own learning. Independence. They are independent of their own learning. They are autonomous learners. They can take ownership of their own learning. They can take responsibility of their own learning. They have curiosity. They are curious to learn more. They have a love of learning. They have a mastery of the language. They understand the meaning and importance of why to learn. Okay, so this is called intrinsic motivation. It's a kind of inner motivation that comes from the inside of the learner. Okay, and it's different from the kind of external motivation that comes from the teacher to the students. How to do this, how to motivate my students in in to give them badges, to make competitions, to give them gold stars, to give them money when they win in a certain game, for example, or a certain competition, to give them points, rewards, maybe to get them to be afraid of failure, okay, or to be afraid of punishment. I warn them never to be punished. I'll say you will be punished if you don't do blah blah blah. Okay, so this is called extrinsic motivation. Now you got the two aspects of motivation. Are they clear with you? Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, clear.
Thank Allah. Okay, now I'll provide you with some more activities that you can use when practicing the grammar itself. I had here some more activities. Yeah, activity A and B and C. Okay, we have 3 activities to use while practicing the conditional if. Okay, we have activity A. I'll tell you about it. It's called "What Would You Do?" So you play a discussion game where participant A reads out a dilemma. A dilemma means a problem. We have a problem here. The problem is written on the card that participant A has. Okay, and he shows the dilemma to other participants who try to think of an answer to the problem. So participant A awards a point to the best solution, to the best idea provided, and then it's participant B's turns to read out the next dilemma on the next card, and the participants take turns to find the ideas and solutions, and participant B gives some points or awards to the best solution, and so on. So you have a problem on the card and you tell the class, think of some solutions, some ideas to solve the problem or the dilemma. Okay, and you give points to the best solution. Do you like this activity? Does it appeal to you? Maybe you try it in your classes. It's called What Would You Do? You can divide students into groups, and you have cards having the dilemmas or the problems, and you give them clear instructions on how to use these cards or this activity. Okay, it's called, again, I'll remind you about it. What would you do? By the way, when they provide the solution is in the form of conditional. Okay, the form is in the form of the second conditional in particular, because it's entitled What Would You Do? So, do you remember the activity, the digital game on the that I provided you on the internet a while ago about what would you do if you have a big mansion, a big palace? So Mr. Ahmed told me if I had a mansion, I would be happy, right? It's the same idea on the cards and so on. Okay? Do you like it? Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes.
very clear, but
Yes, yes.
I can decide which idea is the best. It might be the best for me, but it's not the best for the other
You will not
participants.
you will not decide.
What
By
do
the
you
way, you
think
are not
about
the
that?
one. No, you are not the one who will decide. You will divide your students into groups, okay? And participants A from the certain group, okay, will have the first card, which has the first dilemma. So they work together, and the participant A tells them about the dilemma on the card in his hand, and they decide together. They say the solutions on in the form of example, and you give not you give no participant A who has the dilemma. He will award some points to the best solution, and the second one of them of the group, I mean, will take the second card which has the second dilemma, and he does the same thing. Okay, that's the idea. So you are not the one who decides. No, they will decide
Okay.
in groups. Okay, you just monitor. You are the teacher monitors over them. You observe and you give directions and you give feedback and you help them. Okay, so you don't decide anything. Activity number B. First conditional circle game. We will play it together in no time. Actually, it will not take long, don't worry. First conditional circle game, we form circles. Okay, so a circle having some students, and I will give the circle a sentence. I will say to my students in the circle, I'll say, for example, if I have a lot of money, I will buy a car. This sentence, the teacher says it. The teacher says or creates this sentence in the first conditional sentence, okay, in the first conditional form. And the student in the circle, the second one, takes the second part and puts it in the if form. For example, I will tell them, if I have a lot of money, I will buy a car. The second student in the circle will say, if I have a lot, if I have, if I buy a car, I will travel everywhere. The third one will say, if I travel everywhere, I will be happy. مثلا, okay, for example. So now I'll tell you guys a sentence, and one or two or three of you will have like a circle and practice this activity in no time. Okay, I'll not keep you longer than this, inshallah. All right, so if I go out tonight, I'll go to the cinema. Somebody to complete, please. If I go out tonight, I'll go to the cinema. Huh? Who wants to
Yes, Mr.
share?
Mark.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, Mr. If I go to the cinema, I want to take my children.
If I go to the cinema, I won't take my children. Excellent. Who will continue? She said, I won't take my children. Huh.
If I take my children to the cinema, I will buy them some presents.
Very good. Or if I use it in the negative form that she used, but in the present simple, I may say, if I don't get my kids with me to the cinema, what will happen? Actually, they will be sad.
Yes.
They will be angry with me. They will not allow me into the house after I come from the cinema, right? They will not open me the door of the house. Okay, this is a fun activity and a wonderful activity for practicing the first conditional. And please try it in your classes. And it's called first conditional circle game. It's a circle. We have activity number C. Let me tell you about it. To practice the zero, first and second conditional. It's called who wrote this. You can do it inside the classroom on the walls of the class. Okay, so now you ask your students to write sentences with the zero or first or second conditional when you are practicing this grammatical point. Okay, and they stick their sentences. They write the sentences on some sheets of paper and they stick them on the walls, but they don't write their names. Okay, and they mingle. They walk around the classroom, all of them, and try to guess which student who wrote these sentences, or which other student or colleague who wrote the second or the sentence on this sheet of paper on this wall, for example. It's called who wrote this. Who wrote this. You just get them to play while practicing the zero or first or second conditional. It's an easy one, by the way. So now he asks you, how could you adapt these activities to use with your learners? Which was your favorite activity? Let's ask you, which was your favorite activity? The most favorite activity of these three activities?
The first conditional circle game is my favorite.
Me too. I have the same idea. Yes, it's easy, it's fun, I like it. Yes. Even the instructions will be clear doing it. That's wonderful. You will find more activities here. I have included them in the PowerPoint. I'll put you, inshallah, please read them because we don't have my time to read. And you are teachers, you can read, of course. Like poster making. This raises your students' motivation, by the way. It's like a discussion and poster making. It's wonderful. And here are the activities instructions. You can read it. And here I'll give you some more activities for practicing feedback or, you know, giving reflection, giving feedback or reflection. Now, there is an activity that is called stop, start, continue. Please, I'll not explain it. I'll do it, practice it with you immediately now. So please think about my teaching to you in as a trainer in the course, throughout the course. What are things I have already provided you with videos, audios, digital games like the ones that we have been using, like if you remember the word wall games or the spinning wheel, if you remember in one of the sessions, and the other digital tools that I used on the internet, the online games. And I have provided you with practical activities that we have made together in the sessions, and I have provided you with breakout room activities and polls. Let's think about the whole thing, the way of teaching here in the module. What are the things that you want me to stop? No more of them, or even to listen or reduce the use of them. What are the activities or strategies or tools that you want me to start doing them, or to increase my use of them with you because you like them, for example? What are the things that you like them and you want me to continue? This part, which is a start, things that I haven't started with you in my training during the course, and you want me to start with you, things to continue starting. Tell me about these, please. Okay, we are doing it like in a practical way. This is the activity itself. Okay, so now, what to stop, what to listen or reduce the use of? Can anybody tell me?
Stop talking, please.
I talk too much. I talk too much.
You
But
caused
but,
me
but
a
really, I took.
headache.
I make you headache. Oh my God, what a feedback. Okay, I'll take care of that. I'll pay attention to that. Of course, I want to please you and to get you involved and pleased and everything. So okay, I'll do it, inshallah.
I'm kidding. I
You're
just kidding.
You're just kidding. Okay, my dear colleague, my dear brother colleague. Okay, really, really, what do you want me to start using with you that I haven't started before? Maybe suggest me some other tools or resources or ways of uh, delivering the training. Huh? Any suggestions? Just unmute and speak.
Start to speak freely in inside the classroom.
Uh-huh. I mean, while I'm training you, while I'm doing my job as a trainer in the sessions, what to start doing with you that I didn't start before. By the way, you can adopt this activity with your learners at the end of the lesson or the period or the class. You can ask them this question. Okay, you draw 3 columns and you ask them what to do in the stop column, what to do in the start column, what to continue in the uh, continue column, for example. So you don't have lots of ideas here, don't worry, I have another activity for you. Here is another activity I don't like. I don't even understand fully because I haven't practiced before. I'll read it for you, and whatever suggestions you have, just tell me. Explain that this is a second feedback gathering activity. It's an activity for gathering feedback from your learners, even in a training session or a teaching lesson like this. Give each participant a card. Ask them to find out how many other people have the same opinion in the class. You ask them, did you like the lesson? Are they with you? Do they have the same opinion? And they write the names of people who have the same opinion. Okay. Up and they start walking around the class and speak together and discuss to find out the answer. This could then feed into a class survey. ممكن نعمل بيه survey بعد كده. Okay, ونعرضه على ال participants أو ال learners. They ask one another about their ideas concerning the lesson, and they classify the similarities and differences between their opinions, and they even can later on write a report on their opinions of some training sessions or of some delivered teaching lessons in class. Okay, this is an activity. I don't like it. If you like it, okay, you can do it. The third activity, it's called activity review with younger learners. I'll show you here. I know you are tired.
Yes, I
Now,
want to tell you. Yes, Ms.
go
Marwa,
ahead.
I want to tell you something. I think this activity classroom issues is already in our curriculum in the class 4 and 5, primary
You
4 and 5. The last lesson, yes, it's the last lesson, the project. It's the project. They want to make a presentation about a specific topic concerning the unit.
You do it?
Yes, I didn't do it really, but it is already there in our their box in the primary 4 and primary 5. When they in the teacher's guide, they want the student to do that in the presentation.
Uh,
They want to gather the information from the students and to say what they like, what they want to know about, what they didn't like about the unit, or about a specific topic in this unit, what information they gather about this unit. And after then they make a presentation, each group make their presentation about this specific topic. I think
okay.
it's already, oh, yes, yes.
It's similar to it. It's really close to it. Yes. Yeah. I like project making because it gets them to be autonomous learners and they work in groups and they have like presentation skills. It's wonderful and fun, and even they have like it raises and supports and enhances their autonomy and strong personality and everything. It's wonderful. You can try it. You can modify it. You can even adjust
That,
it.
you
You
know,
either
Miss Marwa, the
yes.
problem here is that the unit has 7 or 8 lessons, and the period can't be can we haven't enough
Enough time.
time for doing this. Yes,
Okay.
yes, we haven't
Okay.
enough time for this. Yes.
That's the, yeah, of course, this is one of the most common problems in the Egyptian institutions, educational institutions. Of course, we all know this. We are just trying. Okay. May Allah bless you all. We have the last activity here, activity review with younger learners. You can ask them questions, and of course, they can't express themselves because they are young, and they can't write, they can't say proper sentences or sentence structures, so they can even show some smiley faces that you give them. If they are happy or the answer is yes, they show the smiley face. If the answer is no to these questions, I'll read it for you now. uh, I read them for you, I mean. Okay, they show you the angry face or the sad face, so you distribute بتوزع the smiley faces to participants, to young learners, and you ask them these questions. Did we learn new words today? If yes, if they really succeeded to learn new words, they show you the smiley face. If they didn't, and they couldn't understand the new words or acquire new words, they show you the sad face or the angry face. Okay. By the way, there are some other substitutes or alternatives, which are that they use thumbs up and thumbs down, like the picture here, if you have a look at it. Okay, thumbs up, it means perfect. Okay, yes, we have got lots of new words. Or thumbs down, they didn't like the way you taught them, and they didn't get the words, so it was it wasn't perfect. Okay, this is a wonderful activity to get to gather
Yes,
feedback.
please,
Yes.
Sarah, I want to add something. In the class one, primary one, we have already this activity. They draw the faces without a smile face or a sad face, and if at the end of the unit, if they remember the vocabulary or the issues, the values, they write smiley. They draw smiley faces or sad faces if they don't remember the vocabulary they have taken in the previous lessons. It's already
Excellent.
in primary, just in primary one.
Excellent. Yes, yes, this is merely this is particularly for young learners. Wonderful. I'm happy actually to see that you know the activities and you are familiar with them, or even you practice them with your learners. The last activity, and I'll bid you, I'll say goodbye to everybody. I'm sorry, I have to kept you longer. Or that late. I'm sorry for that. You know, the content of the video is really condensed, and I want to tell you everything about it because it's like something I have to deliver. Okay, so I want you really to get the best out of it. So the last activity here is a graffiti wall. It's for reflection or giving feedback. So at the end of the module, for example, if we were in this session in a face-to-face model mode or on-site mode, I mean, I would ask you to draw it's called a graffiti wall. I give you flip chart. Flip chart. It's long, a very big sheet of paper. I hang them on walls of the classroom, okay, or the place where we have the training, for example, or even in the lesson with my students, and I ask them to draw the areas that they have acquired. Okay, so they express their understanding of certain topics or areas by drawing and using colors and everything like this, and they show them in what is called graffiti wall like this. Okay, so that's the activity, and here are the instructions, really clear as I've just told you. And this is the end of our module. Thank you so much for being with me today. I hope that you got the best out of it. This is time to say goodbye. If you have any question, just ask me. If you don't have any questions and you want to comment or say anything or make like a recommendation or suggestion for me, go ahead. I'm all ears before I say goodbye to everybody. Hmm. Speaking too much.
Thank you for your time, Miss Marwa.
Thank you.
We
I'm
really
the one
enjoyed
who.
this session.
Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy
I want to
every
leave.
session of mine.
Thank you so much.
Yes, go
Your
ahead.
speaking, Miss Marwa,
You're
your
Thank
welcome.
you.
speaking doesn't matter. doesn't bother me at all, because I really want to listen to your pronunciation and get the right pronunciation of the words from your voice. It doesn't matter at all that you are speaking too much. It's a benefit for us to talk too much for us. Thank you so
Okay.
much, Miss Mara.
Thank you for kind words. I want to tell you that even my colleague who commented was just kidding. And by the way, generally, the teacher talk time should be 20% only, and the student talk time should be 80%. You are the ones who should speak more. So yes, there is a point in this. Actually, there is something correct in this. But for the pronunciation, I really listen to as much English as I can, and I can speak and pronounce well through listening, listening, because listening is the input for speaking. If you want to speak like native speakers, listen to as much English as you can and be persistent and consistent in that. Listen every day. Start with 14 minutes or 15 minutes every day, and try to increase the time slot to be half an hour and 1 hour every day. You will, I swear to Allah, you will be perfect in speaking and pronunciation because of listening to natives, not even to your trainer who is called Marwa Seif or somebody else. Okay, thank you so much. If you have any thing to add, just go ahead. If you have nothing, I'll say goodbye to everybody. Hmm. Take care.
Goodbye. Goodbye, Miss
Good,
Farmer. Many thanks
goodbye.
for you.
Good night. You're welcome. My pleasure. Let me just stop the recording. Recording.